So I took an amazing photo. I don't know if this video is going to see anybody. Like I said, I have 0 followers. I don't even know if I'm a social media person. That, but if this does get posted somewhere or someone sees it, I will post that God um, sunset that we had. And at that time, I started getting scriptures coming back. And I've been a Christian for, when I was married to my first husband and then he died. And, I was a Christian for a little while longer and then it kind of faded after my son died, like it's kind of a little rough. Half my family has died. And I'm going, okay, God, like I can only do so much loving you and trusting you in that. So I put down my faith for a really long time until that sunrise or sunset. And it like unlocked my faith. I scripture started coming back. You know what I said? It was so funny. I said, creation reveals his majesty. And I was like, what? Like it just came right out of my mouth. Like I didn't like who's talking? I was like, Dana. I said, I have not said that in a decade. I've never said creation reveals his majesty. And I was like, okay, that was interesting. And then scripture just kept coming and coming and coming. It was like, well, God has given me the ability to gain wealth. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that scripture. That's good. That's good. Okay, I like that. And then the scripture came, um, God will supply all your needs according to his riches and glory. And I just sat with that. I'm like, yeah, we heard that 100 times, like 10 years ago. But I'm like, wait a minute, according to his riches and glory. Does anyone know how big that is? Like, according to his riches and glory? This ain't like everybody gets $1,000. This means like it is unlimited. It is abundant. It is that's all I got. I'm speechless about it. So I'm like, oh, you know what? If I am a daughter of the King, I can ask for anything I want. And because I'm starting to recognize that I brought Source with me, like Source is actually like even as little tiny light, okay, it's in me. And I brought it to Earth School or the simulation, whatever you want to call it. I really don't know. I don't know what's happening. But because I have Source with me, I have the Creator here with me, and I can create anything I want. With that if you see it in your mind and ask what you want. And then another scripture came just now. Let your request be known unto the Lord. Let your request be known. Why? It's not just because he wants to know what to know. He wants to start working on it. I was like, oh. So after I went to this Davis Bay, the next day I went to my friends. We went up to Grouse Mountain in Vancouver, did a lookout, and we had some friends with us. And I said, oh my gosh, you guys, this is insane. This manifesting is just, it's coming. I went to the island and I got paid $175 to be there. I got the 100 out of the machine and 75 from the guy to return money. I'm like, I got paid $175 I got paid to exist. Like, is anybody seeing this? And they're like, oh, it could be a coincidence. I'm like, no, it ain't. I said, it's happening. I said, manifesting's happening. So anyway, we decided we're going to get some burgers. So we got some burgers and bevies. So there was 4 of us. So Shauna and I got 2 burgers and 2 drinks. And we got one of those like little blocks that light up, when your food's ready. And they said it was going to be 30 minutes. And we're like, okay, we'll catch up. This is fine. They gave me a margarita. So I got my margarita right away. And then 2 minutes later, the thing like lit up. And I went up there. I was like, oh, that was fast. What the heck? It was supposed to be 30 minutes. So now it's like only 2. So I go up there and on the tray is another margarita and a burger with fries. And I was like, oh, that was interesting. So I came around the corner to the friends and they were like, what? You got another margarita? I'm like, I manifested a margarita, because once you're on the vibe, once you're on the beam of light, it just keeps coming. It's waves on waves on waves. And once you recognize that these are the things that are actually, when you look at the little things, I feel in all of my being, once you recognize those little things, then I think the bigger things are coming. I don't even think they are. They're gonna be coming. I just know it. I feel it in my bones. So anyway, so I was like, they're like, what? You manifested a margarita? I'm like, I'm telling you, there's something here. You got to keep the vibe high, and have gratitude. So I did. Well, I didn't get my burger for another 20 minutes. I was like, this is really weird. So I go up when it rings after 20 minutes, and there are 2 more burgers and another drink. And I was like, what is going on here? And I came around the corner and show my friends. They're like, you already got your burger, but you got 2 more burgers? It's like, so we ordered 2 burgers and 2 drinks, and we ended up getting 3 burgers and 3 drinks. Because, yeah. So anyway, it was just like mind blowing. So now I'm starting to go, okay, guys, like we need to really be looking at the littles. This isn't fully about manifesting a huge, huge thing. We can, which I have, and I'm going to. I am. And so I decided I'm going to do a dream board. I looked at my last dream board, and everything on there has come true. I got my BRZ. I got my house that has 2 living rooms. It's got a green space in the back. I've got a garden. These were all on my dream board. Exactly. I've written them all down exactly, and they're there. I'm like, oh, okay. But I didn't really do much. I just kind of put it on a dream board and was like, okay, let's see what happens. So this time I've decided to like really go big, like really, really big, like $50 million big. And so I decided to get on ChatGPT and I said, hey, ChatGPT bestie, can you swap my face out for this girl that won $50 million? And I did a picture, and I put that up, and ChatGPT said, yeah, sure, like, congratulations on your win. And I said, don't put it in parentheses. No quotes for here. I have actually won. And I had to start really changing my language around it. It's like, well, have I won? It's like when you put your request out to the universe, let your request be known unto the Lord. You don't want to retract it, and go, well, I already said it, but no, it may not happen. I'm not really sure. That just shuts the vibe off, apparently. And so you just got to say, no, you have to be Delulu. You actually have to be a bit Delulu here and actually be, it is mine. It is mine. And so I started listening to this music about I'm a millionaire, multimillionaire, almost billionaire, getting there, stacks on stacks. I make money in my sleep while I rest and I'm at peace. And it's like now woven into my DNA. I wake up listening to the song inside. There's another song done. It's already done. That's it. If it's in my mind, it's already here. So all these like really cool like manifestation songs are here. And yeah, I got someone pulling up in my little crevice here.